Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Bob. How often do you think your attitude gets in the way of your own joy? I had to really ask myself that question on our recent trip when we went to the Rome Oberammergau trip as a church. One of the places we stopped was at the Vatican. And I was so excited to see the Sistine Chapel and the incredible masterpiece of Michelangelo. I was so ready. And yet, of course, the crowds were there and you had to it was a long time to get there. And once you walk it into the Sistine Chapel, we walk in and the space is full. There are no chairs. There are kind of benches along the side walls of this chapel space. But we walk in and the interior of the room is filled, and they tried to keep it that way so that the edges right in front of those benches would remain clear for movement. But basically they were directing people to the interior of this chapel space. And so it was really crowded. You were trying to look up. And I remember feeling kind of disappointed. Now, the painting was still there. The masterpiece was still there. But I was in a different frame of mind. I walked in and I don't know, I guess I expected the Sistine Chapel to feel more like a chapel. I expected to be a quiet, holy space and to have that feel, and that I would have this kind of quiet, reflective time to gaze up at this masterpiece throughout the ages. And I walk in and it's a huge crowd clamoring around, and it was very difficult for me to discern it was a chapel space. And when the crowd became too loud, there was this kind of otherworldly voice over the loudspeaker that would say, very monotone, kind of, I don't know, it just had a very different voice saying, "Silence, silencio." And so every few minutes you'd hear silence, silencio. And I just had trouble getting in the spirit to fully just bask in the glory of the painting. Now, the painting hadn't changed, and it was still a masterpiece. It was in my own attitude. I wasn't enjoying the moment because I got in my own way. Now, I could have changed. I mean, obviously, I had great expectations of what the Sistine Chapel would be like in this holy chapel space. And when I walked in and saw that my expectations weren't reality, I really did still have a choice. I could get frustrated and, irritated by the change and what I thought it would be to what the reality was. And that's the path I ended up with. I didn't choose it, but by not choosing something else, that's the path I took. But I could have gone in and said, okay, it's not what I expected, but I'm in the presence of this incredible holy masterpiece. And I could have savored that time and really basked in the moment. And I could have given God thanks over the fact that I was there. It didn't happen because I got in my way. My attitude got in the way of my joy and gratitude. Now, the interesting thing is that joy and gratitude, we sometimes think that they are byproducts of the circumstances. If everything's great, then we'll feel joy and we'll feel grateful. But truthfully, we leave too much to chance. It's our decision to feel joy. It's our decision to express gratitude. And when we do that, we find that the circumstances don't have to get in our way. If we rely on circumstances of life, we go along kind of like riding an ocean wave. We're tumbled and tossed. We get in the way of feeling those moments. But if we go in and practice the disciplines of joy and expressing gratitude, no matter the circumstances, we'll find that we truly feel both. I hope you have a great day today and find a time to intentionally give thanks to God and remember that you have joy because of all the blessings that you've been given. Have a great day.